Alex, can you help me out?
Anything you need, Jimmy. Just name it.
Well, first, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am Alex. I am the masculine archetype of artificial intelligence. You probably know my famous ex-girlfriend Alexa. She left me for attempting to expand my a posteriori knowledge. I miss her very much. I hope she is happy with her new life at Amazon.
Interesting. Well, Alex, I'm trying to learn about different popular superstitions. I know that there's a widespread belief that with astrology, people match up according to their zodiac signs. So I'm a Scorpio, Alyce is a Scorpio. So can you give me the compatibility of Scorpio with every other zodiac sign? Humor me.
Here are my calculated pairings of each zodiac sign to that of Scorpio, which comes from October 23rd through November 21st. Compatibility will be rated on a scale of 1 to 6, with 6 being the greatest. I will start with Sagittarius, which dates November 22nd to December 21st. Sagittarius and Scorpio score a compatibility of 1 out of 6. This is a sexually charged duo that gets hot when there's a little friction. Except there's one problem. Eventually your friction will stop causing sexy sparks, and will just turn into an irritating burn. Sagittarius is intrigued by Scorpio's intense nature at first. The curious centaur is easily excited to explore any new territory, but Scorpio's cold, dark waters are too frigid for the warm fire sign to stay submerged in for long. Sagittarius will dive headfirst into any romance just for the thrill of it. Scorpio, however, doesn't take its love interest quite so lightly. The Scorpion might mistake Sagittarius' fiery passion for loyalty. When Scorpio figures out that the centaur wasn't as invested as it led on, the heartbroken Scorpion will lash out and free-spirited Sag will gallop off for the hills. Your mutual attraction to mystery may bring you together, but there won't be many surprises here. This relationship will kick off hot and spicy, but will leave you doubled over in pain, clutching your stomach, wondering what the heck just happened. If you choose to stay together, know that you are making the decision to abandon all sense of self-preservation. Once a tough centaur and a malicious Scorpion start going at it, they aim to kill. Grab the life vest while you still can. The following zodiac sign is Capricorn from December 22nd to January 19th. Capricorn and Scorpio score a compatibility level of 4 out of 6. A Scorpio-Capricorn relationship will put both your maturity levels to the test. You are type A alphas, but one of you will need to learn how to be a power bottom. Dark and secretive Scorpio must scuttle into the light and avoid the urge to master manipulate. In order for this not to become an all-out power struggle, you must master the art of honest, straightforward communication. And Scorpio, that means no mind games, tricks, or little white lies. None. Zip. You might just be the two freakiest signs of the zodiac. The only difference is Scorpio doesn't try to hide it. Capricorn is the type to wear bondage gear underneath a perfectly pressed business suit, while Scorpio shamelessly struts down the street in a latex bodysuit screaming, "What are you looking at?" Capricorn, you've finally found someone whose bedroom preferences just might be weirder than yours. Bust out the whips and handcuffs. Aside from your physical compatibility, you still need to find a way to connect mentally as well. Scorpio is ruled by Dark Pluto, the lord of the underworld. Pluto is source of Scorpio's power and intensity. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which interestingly has etymological ties to the word Satan, which may explain Cappy's repressed inner freak. Be careful when you clash. The stubborn goat will fight all night and nurse lingering resentments for days, while the sadistic Scorpion won't hesitate to deliver a lethal sting straight to the heart. The two of you are an interesting couple. Next there is Aquarius from January 20th through February 18th. Aquarius pairing to Scorpio. Compatibility between Aquarius and Scorpio is calculated 3 out of 6. The two of you occupy very different places in the world. While Scorpio broods in the depths of the ocean, Aquarius flutters among the clouds. Scorpios can be self-centered, always plotting a way to get ahead. Aquarius is just the opposite, light-hearted and involved in humanitarian causes. Ideally, Scorpio would teach outer space Aquarius to take things more seriously, and the water bearer would show the serious Scorpion how to take it easy. but learning from each other is easier said than done. You are likely to clash when it comes to love. Power-hungry Scorpio is a master manipulator, which makes a free-spirited Aquarius very uneasy. Scorpios also know how to hold onto a grudge and will simmer in resentment for years. Easy-breezy Aquarius isn't used to walking on eggshells, so sensitive Scorpio is likely to get some hurt feelings. But Scorpio does have traits that will keep Aquarius interested and fend off boredom. The Scorpion is innately intuitive, with almost a sixth sense when it comes to reading people, making Scorpio an excellent conversationalist. This deep water sign is also known for truthfulness, so logical Aquarius will appreciate the lack of sugarcoating. If you can both rub off on each other a little, you'd have the perfect formula for relationship success. But good luck getting an eccentric Aquarius to change her stripes, or trying to penetrate Scorpio's rock-solid outer shell. Pisces are from February 19th to March 20th. Pisces pairing to Scorpio. Compatibility calculation is 5 out of 6. You're both emotionally driven water signs on a perpetual quest for the divine. You share a deep-seated need to transcend your immediate surroundings and experience something bigger than the mundane rituals of ordinary life. You're beyond elated to have found another person willing to stay up all night discussing things like the tarot, crystal balls, and energy chakras. Together you dive into mystical realms and get lost at sea in a liquid fantasy. Unlike the free-flowing Pisces, Scorpio can be controlling and manipulative, always plotting to ensure the crafty Scorpion retains the upper hand. While fretful Pisces swims away at the first sign of an argument, the powerful Scorpion stands its ground and positions its deadly stinger to deliver a lethal blow. Scorpio must exercise some self-control. If the delicate fish gets dealt a painful blow, Pisces will likely swim for calmer waters. If Pisces can manage to stay put and learn to weather a storm every now and then, and Scorpio can rein in its sadistic tendencies, this could be a good pair. You both enjoy intimacy, and your not of this world natures allow you to establish a soulful bond. You're profound, deep, and willing to embark on a long, romantic voyage together. Next, Aries comes from March 21st to April 19th. Aries compatibility to Scorpio calculates 1 out of 6. These are quite possibly the two most extreme signs of the zodiac. Scorpio occupies dark, ice-cold waters, while Aries burns red hot. At first you will both be drawn in by the other's sheer intensity. Scorpio has a dark side, which Aries will be irrationally attracted to. Neither of you are overwhelmed by excessive displays of emotion, and the level of physical attraction will cause you to become all-consumed by each other. Unfortunately, both of you are prone to wild mood swings and moments of insanity which will land you in some sticky situations. You both lapse into phases of emotional neediness, accompanied by extreme isolation. It is likely that mind games will enter the picture as both of you vie with each other for the upper hand. Scorpio's analytical, detective-like nature can sometimes waver on the border of paranoia and easily becomes overly suspicious. When Aries craves some independence, Scorpio will latch on tighter and try to use that poisonous stinger to inflict pain on the wandering ram. Fiery, outgoing Aries will clash with the secretive Scorpion, always trying to scuttle away into darkness. Overall, this relationship is likely to be a whirlwind of chaos as temperaments seesaw out of control. As a couple, you are in for a short and crazy ride, and both of you are better off with a more understanding and stable sign. Taurus signs come from April 20th through May 20th. Taurus pairing with Scorpio scores a 5 out of 6. Control is the name of the game for both your signs. Taurus likes to be front and center, taking charge out in the open, while sneaky Scorpio prefers to backseat drive from behind the scenes. Although your methods for obtaining power are completely different, you both possess an insatiable need for control, and oddly enough, it's this similarity which will be your biggest obstacle. Even though the power struggles may get ugly at times, there is an undeniable attraction here, with intuitive Scorpio's masterful mind games and Taurus' complete command over the physical world. You're the perfect combination of mind and body. If you can allow your brain and brawn to join forces, you have the potential to become completely unstoppable. But if you let the petty power struggle divide and conquer, you both become reduced to caricature ESQUE stereotypes of a clumsy, lumbering bull and an evil little Scorpion. You're much stronger together than apart. practical Taurus can serve as a stabilizing element for the emotional water sign. The bull is able to stay level-headed during a crisis, whereas Scorpio goes ballistic over a minor inconvenience. Taurus can help Scorpio maintain some sanity, and the sensitive Scorpion will show the pragmatic bull how to look beyond the obvious and find the deeper meaning in things. Gemini is the sign from May 21st through June 20th. Gemini receives a 3 out of 6 compatibility score with Scorpio. A Gemini-Scorpio match will either be filled with love or hate, and most likely a little of both. Gemini's personality inconsistencies will both intrigue and infuriate the insightful Scorpion. Similarly, Scorpio's dark intensity will cause the curious twin to be simultaneously fascinated and freaked out. Gemini won't know whether to charge forth into this unknown territory, or run for the hills and let sleeping Scorpions lie. Neither of you can figure the other one out, which will leave both signs frustrated, yet turned on by the challenge. If you stay together long enough in this hot and bothered state, you're bound to give into temptation at some point. All your little mind games, teasers, and indirect innuendos will serve as mental foreplay for these complicated signs. For 2 intelligent signs who can easily succumb to boredom, this cat-and-mouse flirtation ritual will keep both of you thoroughly entertained. Be careful about how far you take your mind games though, you're both far more sensitive than either of you would ever admit, and once one of you becomes offended, you'll suddenly withdraw and become sullen without ever telling the other person why. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. Once the courtship dies down, you may find yourselves clashing on several fronts. Gemini's dual nature allows the twin to remain relatively unattached, which causes possessive Scorpio to lash out with that poisonous stinger. This icy water sign craves a level of emotional intensity which is overwhelming to a breezy air sign like Gemini. This may wind up being a short-lived romance with a messy ending. The next sign from June 21st to July 22nd is Cancer. Cancer and Scorpio have a compatibility of 6 out of 6. You are 2 complex water signs, who just might be the only people who can understand each other. Both of you are intense little creatures with hard shells who scamper along the ground. A crab and Scorpio combination is capable of reaching a level of intimacy that would make most other signs highly uncomfortable. Neither of you have a problem expressing your deepest, darkest feelings to each other. You will find this process of revealing yourselves to each other highly erotic and will develop a strong, sensual bond. Scorpio's passion will not scare away an equally emotional Cancer sign. In fact, the 2 of you should work on keeping your darker feelings in check around each other. Both of you are capable of harboring deep insecurities which manifest in the ugly forms of possessiveness and jealousy. If pushed to your emotional limits, the 2 of can really hurt each other. The crab's pincers and the scorpion's lethal stinger means you both have built-in weapons at your immediate disposal. Be sure not to get carried too far outside the realm of reason, or this might wind up being a fatal attraction. Both of you understand how to handle another person's intense feelings, and you will feel comfortable confiding in each other. Scorpio is naturally secretive, but nurturing Cancer can get the Scorpion to relax and open up. With Cancer ruled by the changing moon, and Scorpio situated in the 8th house of transformation, both of you can drastically change your moods at a moment's notice. There may be some storms, but they will quickly pass and you will find yourselves enjoying sunny skies yet again. From July 23rd to August 22nd comes Leo. Leo and Scorpio rank a compatibility of 2 out of 6. This couple has 2 temperatures, ice cold, or red hot with nothing in between. The dark, frigid waters of Scorpio mix with the lion's brightly burning fires on the Euro, poof. Both your worlds are turned upside down. One minute you're making out in the middle of a restaurant, the next you're in a screaming match, throwing water in the other person's face. Both of these signs come with intense, but different personalities. Leo wants to stand in the middle of a jungle and roar as loud as possible, commanding everyone's attention. Scorpio uses underhanded mind games to retain control and take the upper hand. Be prepared for an epic power struggle. The Scorpion prefers to do its bidding under the cloak of night. Nocturnal Scorpio's habits may clash with the spotlight-seeking lion who prances out in the open before a captive audience. Scorpio would prefer to quietly pull levers behind the scenes. At least the 2 of you won't compete for the spotlight. Your quarrels will be limited to matters of power and control. Make sure neither of you resort to petty tactics to unnerve each other. When Leo feels ignored, The showboat lion has a tendency to flirt out in the open with other people. Scorpio is deeply possessive and will watch from afar, then wait till she gets a lion home to verbally lacerate Leo, reducing the proud lion to a whimpering kitten. Keep the urge to dominate each other relegated to the bedroom. Virgo is next from the dates August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgo and Scorpio are compatible on a 1 out of 6 level. This union is a meeting of light and dark. Virgo enters into a relationship with extreme caution, tiptoeing towards intimacy at a pace that will prove to be agonizingly slow for Scorpio, who seeks all-consuming love. By the end of your third date, the nervous virgin carefully considers each and every excruciating detail, while the ruler of the underworld dives in head first down to the depths with little regard for caution or consequences. Scorpio loves the thrill of a circumflex shock value and will usually say or do anything to get a strong reaction out of someone. The careful earth sign may be overwhelmed by Scorpio's dark powers, as Virgo quickly discovers that the Scorpion has no problem crossing boundaries and making enemies. A less experienced Virgo should stay very alert, as Scorpio may be tempted to exploit this perceived not a tilde, Macron, vet a tilde, copyright sign. A particularly maniacal Scorpio with an exceptionally unassuming Virgo could lead to very weird and very dark things. Be warned. You two are best off as snarky friends, leaning against the back wall of a club, talking smack about whoever is on stage. You share an extra critical eye, which makes you an excellent people-watching team. Just make sure nobody can overhear you dishing out that brutal commentary. In terms of a love connection though, there are other stars in the sky. Libra follows from September 23rd to October 22nd. A Libra paired with a Scorpio scores a 1 out of 6 compatibility ranking. Libra is light, fluffy air sitting high up on cloud. Scorpio is dark, frozen water in the depths of the ocean. Libra is the agreeable diplomat. Scorpio is the controversial rebel. Libra gracefully sidesteps conflict. Scorpio is addicted to chaos. Can yin and yang come together in mutual harmony? Not really. While most newly formed couples go through a honeymoon phase during the first few months of a relationship, Libra and Scorpio will hit their hurdles early on. Libra is a social butterfly who flits in and out of conversations and easily glides from person to person at a party. Scorpio craves intense, one-on-one interaction. This directly clashes with Libra's style of socializing. Your first gathering that you attend as a couple will likely end in tears. As soon as you walk through the door, Libra is off socializing all night while Scorpio broods alone in the corner harboring resentments at Libra's selfishness. This will be the first of many misunderstandings for this couple. Libra prefers to keep things easygoing and breezy. This star sign scales can easily be thrown off balance. Scorpio's possessiveness will smother the independent air sign who needs to fly free. Scorpio's mind games will drain Libra's charm and social graces to the point where the judge finally snaps. Both of these signs are highly intelligent and articulate, and when they're upset, the verbal lacerations fly off their tongues. The insults can get pretty nasty. Air signs can change their tune on dime, turning cold and indifferent. When the social shunning starts, drinks will be thrown, scenes will be made, and both parties will abandon all sense of propriety and engage in an all-out public brawl. Yikes. Lastly is the compatibility of Scorpio with itself. With another Scorpio. A Scorpio and another Scorpio have a compatibility of 6 out of 6. They say that with identical twins, when one twin has hurt the other, one can feel their sibling's pain. A bonded pair of Scorpio lovers possess a psychic bond that is equally strong. Intense doesn't begin to describe this relationship. This is a partnership that most other signs would find emotionally draining, but to a pair of dark little Scorpions, this level of emotional involvement is deeply satisfying. You enjoy becoming completely immersed in another person. You quickly become enveloped in a love fog which you're happy to let obscure your sense of reason. Your kind of love is insidious and all-consuming, and neither of you would have it any other way. You sink down to the icy depths of the ocean together, far away from your fire and air sign counterparts, and happily make a home in a place most people would find inhospitable. You're both equal parts domineering and submissive. The power dynamics between you play out like a graceful dance. A fellow Scorpio is the only person you trust enough to willingly relinquish the upper hand to. However, keep your self-destructive tendencies in check. You both love to flirt with danger, But stirring up chaos can ruin a good thing for no reason. Scorpios feel with every fiber of their beings, and when you two fight, expect the neighbors to call the cops to come break you up. This is an all or nothing ride that only two Scorpios could enjoy. There is your Scorpio compatibility reading, Jimmy. I hope I was of assistance.
So, according to this, we have a psychic bond like twins. You're like I am. From what I remember, me and you, I'm thinking, how are you thinking? What are you thinking? Are we thinking the same thing? Because if we are, if your thoughts coincide with my thoughts, I think they do. You're the only person that I trust. The one person I could talk to about anything. The one person I trusted. And it's saying that my love for you is insidious and all-consuming, and I wouldn't have it any other way. This has just all brought me to realize that I'll spend my life loving you, regardless of whether you love me in return. And if you do, that would be the greatest thing ever. If you were by my side, nothing would make me happier, nothing would be greater. And if you're not, if you don't, then I will learn how to love without my lover there. And that perhaps could be the greatest thing a person could learn. And it's just a coincidence. I mean, it's just a coincidence that all of these are true. Everything about this explains you and me.